All right, that's Christian Hackenberg, George Whitfield. I'm Clint Stoerner. You're listening to Field of 12 After Dark. I want to remind everybody out there, we are powered by BetRivers. Tip my cap to BetRivers for making this happen. We got a merch store out there as well. And fellas, and everybody out there listening, don't forget to subscribe, like, retweet, send messages, tweet. It don't matter. Just find us, contact us, stay dialed in, and we'll keep bringing the heat to you. Let's move to the SEC real quick, fellas. Alabama and Arkansas. I find my damn Hogs in another dog fight in a game that we gotta break down. That's a tough one. Let's start with this because the more I've talked about this game all week, fellas, on different radio hits around the country, and the one thing that keeps getting brought up, and Hack, I want you to hit this one. The one thing that keeps getting brought up is Alabama's struggles on the road with Bryce Young under center. They've had 5 true road games, and 4 of those games have been one score. Well, 3 were one score victories, and one of them was a loss to A&M. They got Mississippi State on the road. They blew the doors off of them. The other 4 have been really, really close, including this year versus the University of Texas, who I don't know if they're the 5-7 team from last year, if they're any better. And then obviously last year we saw them get beat by an 8-4 Texas A&M. They got played tight by a Florida team that ended up 6-6, by an Auburn team that ended up 6-6. So that's not just a stat, Hack. That's not just I'm not a big stat guy. I know you're not either, but that's not just a stat to me. Those are 6-6 or worse ball clubs other than A&M that played them tight or beat them. In your opinion, does that fact that they had those struggles on the road, does that play into this one?
Yeah, I think there's definitely something to that. And I think you can probably talk more to what the Arkansas environment's like because I've never been there. I've had some buddies that played there talk very highly of it. And I think a lot of this is going to go back to Pittman, and I got a ton of respect for Sam Pittman and the way he operates, his philosophy. And I don't think this team's going to skip a damn beat coming off of the A&M game last week. I think they're going to be just as focused, just as hungry to come out here and get after Saban's ass. So, to me, I expect Arkansas to come out fully prepared, fully ready to give Alabama all they can handle. And if Alabama's got a trend like that playing on the road, hell, take advantage of it. I mean, I know I'm probably not like if I'm coaching and talking in that locker room, I'm not thinking about that. I'm just thinking about handling business. And if that's the way it goes, then there's a damn good chance, obviously, it's going to play out that way here. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. You know what I mean?
I hope you're right, baby. I hope you're right.
I'm not a mathematician, but hey, you laid it all out there for me. So hey, I'll ride with it. Shit.
Take my money. All right, G. What's your thoughts on Alabama? And I want to get you specific to what we kind of discussed in the open, man. I mean, this is Alabama typically just reloads, and especially if we're talking about targets for the quarterback, they typically reload and are as good, if not better, than everybody in the country. Mm-hmm. I don't know that's – in fact, I know that hadn't happened this year. Now, they may not have the guys, or the guys may have not just emerged at this point in time. But your thoughts on Alabama, the explosiveness of their offense, how that may change this ball game on the road at Arkansas.
So a couple things. September, especially for the big teams, it's big development, big grooming, big cut your teeth in phases. Since they don't have that big warhorse who's probably taken a third of all there is no Waddle and the rest of them. They like, it's not a lead singer and a bunch of backup singers. It's a whole young band. Yeah. So targets are going everywhere. And really, to me, the Robin to Bryce Young's Batman right now is Jahmyr Gibbs. That's the one. And I know we're talking about targets, but that's the one who could take pressure off the rest of these guys. He's running downhill. He's been great in the pass game, great in the open field. They got a nice set of screen packages that Coach O'Brien's been building for him. He's the one that's been breaking these guys' backs on some of these third down plays. And the rest of these receivers were buying time for you. Get where you're supposed to be. Understand the concept. Get friendly. You got to show up in the window. Some of these guys are running through it. You could hear Bryce out there coaching them up. I think they're coming along, and there's no telling what the growth rate is from game to game to game. They see it. They're around, one of the best coaching staffs on the planet. But to me, the anchoring point for Bryce Young and that staff is Gibbs, the pickup from Georgia Tech.
Well, I tell you, Arkansas fans are gonna hate to hear that after what A-Chain did last week at A&M with them boys, man. That A-Chain, that sucker right there was special. Now, on the Arkansas front, look, I think heck, it's going to be loud. It's you're catching them early enough in the season where the fans are still, the hopes are still SEC West title. It's still new enough in the season where the whole place is shutting down. And really, when Arkansas is winning football, which Sam Pittman has them doing right now, their home field environment is, if it's a tight ball game, is going to be it's going to be second to nobody. I mean, it's as good an atmosphere as you can find. I think Arkansas has got some major problems. To mention what you just brought up, George, in terms of Jahmyr Gibbs, is Arkansas. They can't tackle me right now. I mean, they can keep you out of the end zone now. They can keep the numbers down, which is the big goal there. But they can't tackle a damn soul, boy. So Jahmyr Gibbs and whoever's, and really Bryce Young is as elusive as anybody in the game at the quarterback position, if we're talking about twitch and playing in the pocket and making guys miss in the pocket. So that's the big question with Arkansas's defense. Can they tackle? And then offensively, there's several problems, right? There's several problems that came up last week against A&M that ultimately cost them that ball game. And it's the simple things, right? Snapping the football, catching the football in critical situations, tackling, as I mentioned. Holding on to the football with KJ Jefferson. I'm not going to get real critical about that because he's playing ball, but those are a bunch of things, not making a field goal, a bunch of little things that we take for granted that ended up beating them last week. I think if I could pick one of those things, guys, one thing for Arkansas to eliminate from the ball game last week, that'll give them a shot to be in this thing in the fourth quarter is if they catch the damn football, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, you can't kill 2 drives on Saturday afternoon versus Alabama when you've got a guy open and KJ Jefferson's delivered an accurate football and you drop the son of a bitch. Like that cannot happen. And really, this goes for not just Arkansas. This goes for any team that's trying to compete uphill, right? I mean, any team that's trying to compete uphill in their conference, you just can't do those things. And so while Arkansas's got a lot of things they got to fix, if Jaden Hazelwood, if Bryant and a bunch of these guys, if they just catch the damn football in critical moments, I think Arkansas will keep this thing close in the fourth quarter and have a chance. Hey, real quick, George, what do you think? Hit me with this. What does this game mean? If Arkansas wins this ball game, what does that mean for Arkansas moving forward?
Top 4 or 5. You get the Roman Army after you've shown your wares coming through that, and they had a great September. Cincinnati came in there. They got a chance to see some conference foes. They're standing, been in some great battles. You're already, 10, 9?
Who, Arkansas? They fell out of 10. They fell. Hell, they fell all the way to 18, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
20.
They fell all the way. I think they come right back up to 11 and 12. Sorry, that's right. And then they come right back.
I liked
up
where
to
your head was at,
12.
though, George.
Yeah,
they do.
Damn.
And just one quick point.
Hack leaned in like, what?
I was like, what I got to do to do that?
Yeah, sorry about that top 4. For all those Razorback fans, sorry about that. The big. So 2 things for me. First of all, atmosphere. Never have been there. I watched Texas come in there last year, got jumped on. Like that whole town was waiting in ambush for the long.
Hey, you ain't never been to Fayetteville?
Never been to Fayetteville, never been to Syracuse. I've been everywhere else.
Gosh, but every time I do one of these damn field of 12s with you, my love for you it goes down. What the hell? I'm gonna have to take you. I'm gonna take you to Fayetteville this year. Damn it!
Let's go.
Come on, baby.
I much appreciate a little barbecue as well. But they I don't know what it is, 85, 90,000. They pounced on Texas. They locked the doors behind them, and that was it. So I know that whole town will be there. And we talk about that defense, but yeah, a struggling defense that's leaking a little bit, nothing like 90,000 at your back helping you get off the field. So that's one thing. For Arkansas's offense, I think that's where the pressure is. And I think it's between Kendall Briles, KJ Jefferson, and the offensive line. Take the skill kids out. How much will Will Anderson cost you all night? Do we have to double him all night? Can we contain him? Do we have schemes for him? Do we run at him? Do we run away from him? How much will he cost you? How much attention will it cost you? How much manpower will it cost you? Some teams, that's played at Alabama, like Texas, didn't seem like it cost them a ton. Now, he made plays and they made plays on him, but that just seems to be kind of like that bill. How big of a bill will Will Anderson put on the table for that, that O-line, the quarterback, and the coordinator? Now, if you can weigh that out, they got a shot. Really, truly, they got a shot.
Look, nobody knows how valuable that run game, that pro style run game is more than hell. I played in one. Hack, you were pretty ball control, play action type of under center type of offense, weren't you? I mean, that's big. I didn't think about the Will Anderson angle on that though. If they can establish the run, that's their identity. Then they can do it. They can do their screen game looks good. Their shots look good. They can do a bunch of things. But I didn't think about the importance is obviously through the roof because you're not going to win the ball game if you can't run it. But as you dial that in a little bit more, being able to minimize the impact that a guy like Will Anderson is going to have. It's even more important to run the football. This is a maturity question for me with Arkansas too, guys. Is can Arkansas put that A&M game behind them and rebound? If they don't, Hack, to your point, if they can't rebound, I'm with you. I think they do. I feel good about their ability to rebound. But if they don't, they're not as mature. They're not they're just not as good a football team and as mature a football team as I thought they were if they don't rebound and they're not competitive in this ball game.
And that's a great point too, is I don't think you don't have to beat these guys. You beat these guys, great. It puts you in a different situation. But if they come out and go toe to toe with them, I mean, where they are in their development as a program right now, where they are in terms of their reach and what they can recruit, it puts them in a better situation than where they have been moving forward. And I think they stay on track in terms of their trajectory to where they ultimately want to be. You come out here and get your doors blown in now, different question. But I think I'm not a moral victory, but I'm just talking overall program. Like, you go out there and you go toe to toe with these guys, like, all right, nod your head. You're going to get some boys that want to come and be a Razorback.
And the voters have shown you go out there and hang with the Roman Army for 12 hours, they will pull you up off of a beat down. You will get pulled up. Fascinating dynamic. They're that powerful. If you can just keep half your army on the field with them, they will pull you up.
Hey, Hack, you'll like this one. I saw this today, and I ain't gonna lie to you, it pissed me off a bit. It pissed the Razorback in me. It pissed me off a little bit. 17.5-point dogs at home.
Hey, bro.
Hey,
I'm
man.
Somebody knows something.
Hey, watch your mouth, George. Watch your damn mouth.
We went into Wisconsin my freshman year, 24.5-point dogs, and beat that ass. Kept them out of the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. So
you say there's a chance.
I know what you're saying, bro. I feel that too. I feel that a little bit.